He's tough, he's strong, he's competitive. He sees the entire field, he goes through his progressions quickly, and my goodness, he has an easy stroke and a ton of energy on the football.
I love his throwing motion.
Oh,
I love his throwing motion.
He's central casting with so many elements of the position, but he's one of the most complex quarterback evaluations I can remember.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we can all agree. Everybody looks at Drew Allar and thinks, why can't he be? Why can't he be? I'm going to unpause this because that's not a good look for McShay there. But why can't Drew Allar be better? Why can't he be the best quarterback in college football? He has all the physical traits you look for in a quarterback: the arm strength, the ability to move in the pocket, and he showed some running ability. He has the arm strength and arm talent to make any throw out there. But where is it in the big games? And why hasn't it been there in the big games? So let's continue watching. They dive into that a little bit more here.
At least in a long time. There's two things that really irk me. And it's not even including the big games. Okay, I'm talking about the traits. Like I'm talking about what I see on tape. The agility is concerning because he gets away with it with all those things we just talked about: the instincts, the feel, the toughness, the competitive, all those things. I just don't know against NFL pass rushers, and maybe that's part of why in big games happen against talented teams. Talented teams typically have dudes up front defensively who are running 4.5, 4.6. 4.7 at the worst, at 250, 260 pounds. Is it the wide receivers?
And that's the question, we've been asking since Drew Allar became QB1. Even at the tail end there of, Sean Clifford. Parker Washington was the last wide receiver one we had. Now, Tyler Warren, it's different. It's tight end. It just doesn't open the field up the same way as an elite wide receiver. And one thing I really, got from this Todd McShay talking here is, he said it wasn't about the big games, but then went back to, the big games are against the biggest talent. And at some point, you got to show it against the big talent. Is that why he struggles in the big games? Or is it the wide receiver? So they touch a little bit more on that here.
Or is it because they know he is so much more effective throwing kind of middle field, in breaking where he's looking at it, comebacks, receivers open, guys where he can see the jersey number in front of him. I don't remember a single quarterback I've ever evaluated that's at this level where we're talking about potentially first round, where I'm like, there's some kind of visualization problem. And I don't know if that's the stem or the root of it, but there's something with receivers that are moving away from him. Post corners, rolled outs, flares out of the backfield, like little outlet dump offs. Maybe he just wasn't comfortable. Maybe the receivers weren't where. We're going to find out, though. So this is an important year for Allar. Listen, he is.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, it all comes down to this year for Drew Allar. Does he live up to expectations? Can he prove all the doubters wrong? Can he prove to not only himself, to Penn State, to the fans, can he prove that he is that guy? Is he a quarterback? Is he a first round talent? He has all the capabilities to be number one overall pick. You can see that ceiling for him, as the number one pick overall, which never happens at Penn State. If he can just put it together, he did touch on some things that I agree with. Like, you don't see Drew hitting outside the numbers consistently. That's where he seems to be his most inaccurate. You watch games when they're doing the out routes, or if he gets off, around the edge and he's rolling out, those are usually his most inaccurate throws. He's very comfortable inside the hashes, just like Todd McShay said. He's very comfortable throwing seams, seeing the receiver, not really great at leading the receiver all the time. Yes, he does lead the receiver. He's good. He's a good quarterback. But, one of the big plays in that Notre Dame game was, like he mentioned, struggles with the flare outs from the running backs. He left that ball a little short to Nick Singleton against Notre Dame. Should Nick have caught it? Yes. But at the same time, he could make that throw a lot easier for Nick if he leads him a little bit. So Nick's not running full speed, reaching back for the ball, trying to make that play. So that's the next development for Drew is can he make every throw, even though he's got the ability and the talent to, can he actually make them on Saturdays, which will lead to him making them on Sundays and being